We were in the background and okay, I'm actually organized today, which is kind of awkward and weird, but good. It is roundup time. We got our search specialists, our social specialists, our website specialists, and in a few weeks, we're going to have many things happening on screen that are going to be super cool. But for now, everybody has their name in the corner, and why don't we all introduce ourselves? I'm Pip. Uh, Bottom left. Who's left? I don't know. Rena.
I don't. Well, wait. Do we see the same?
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't know.
Rena. Regardless, I don't
Probably
know if
not.
I'm left or right, but I'm Rena.
My name's Phelan. I work with Pip at Seymour Digital Media.
And I am Greg with Original 72 Creative.
And together, all our marketing agencies combined, we talk search, social, marketing, and help each other in this crazy marketing world. So we're going to dive right in. There's lots going on, if you don't know. And if you do know, you know one of the biggest things. And I'm going to jump right to something that is on our list, but GA4, because it's so important. I know you're all stressed about doing this, right? Greg is making an image. We have a special surprise coming up, but more on that later. And now we'll go to Greg, because it looks like we got a lot of website stuff going on. Why don't you start us
We
off?
go to Greg first every time. What's
Are
up
you
with that?
sure? It's because you're smiling
No,
all the
we go to
time.
social often.
They're all scared. You're all scared. You're like,
No,
who's
Well,
I'm good.
first?
in the world of websites, there were two notables that I had brought, which was one, a domain related thing. Google has sold their Google domains.
All right.
To Squarespace. And so Squarespace will be taking over all of those domains that are currently registered in Google domains. I don't recall when that transition was going to happen, but I do know I had a couple of domains there, and I immediately just went and transferred them to another registrar that I use.
Is it easy?
It's well, yeah. Transferring a domain is not difficult. There could be hiccups because they need to be unlocked. They need to be the registrant information typically also needs to be shown, not hidden anymore.
Mm.
And you need to get the domain auth code before you request in the domain registrar that you want it transferred into, before you actually put the request to pull that
And
domain in.
just so everyone knows, auth code stands for authorization code.
Oh, okay. And so it sounds like it could be easy and it could be hard. And if you have to troubleshoot, get a hold of a specialist.
You don't need to. I was just bringing that up because I had wondered how many people who had domains that were at Google Domains
Do you know,
went
I might
when they heard
recommend
this
it.
news and actually like transferred them somewhere else.
I would recommend it because we work with a company, and I guess anyway, the company was bought by another company, and then there was a big domain issue, and there's year after year after year. Isn't there a big issue?
Well, no. What had happened is that their DNS server that had the domain actually didn't officially recognize that they owned the domain, even though they took over the servers. And so when we went to renew it after the 3 years, they technically said that they didn't own it, but they knew that we did. It was bad.
It's
But
messy.
no,
So would that have stopped that if you changed the domain
well,
registrar?
I mean, yes, because you're not just passively letting the system, like whatever gets transferred between Google and Squarespace. I think that's where I'd be concerned is that like when they transfer it over that they miss something, or one server that's hosting something doesn't get properly transferred over. That's where issues can show up, and it's better to be proactive than passive about that.
Yeah, that was
Ah,
one of the things I didn't know specific details on, and I don't think they were shown. But I'm I don't know why I would say I would assume this, but I think that um, they will probably just take over the entire system that actually manages. So it's not like they're going to transfer all of these domains to another registrar that you know Squarespace has, because Squarespace doesn't have anything like this. So I feel like what most likely is going to happen is Squarespace will just take over the Google domains features and functionalities, and continue to maintain those domains, have them, renewed on whatever schedules they have, and then put their Squarespace branding on it and integrate it to their system, however they're going to do that
Mm.
stuff. But the registrar functionality will probably be all transferred over to Squarespace for managing the domain. So it's not like each one has to be transferred somewhere else.
Okay. Well, okay. So don't worry, but worry. Try stuff, but don't. Welcome to marketing.
Be
Right.
be aware, I think, is the top one. Is just be aware of what's happening. If you do have domains with them, make sure that you're seeing your domain doesn't go down, that you see it's officially in Squarespace. Make sure that you're aware of what's going on with it, I think, is the big takeaway.
And their pricing could change. They could decide that renewals of the specific top levels will change to something higher or what have you.
How many of us own domains out of just generally? How many extras do we own that don't have websites attached to them? I have about 5 or 6. Yeah.
Mm.
How many you got, Rena?
Yeah, like 20
I
or
don't know.
30.
I've got quite a few. They're all pointing to websites though, but they don't have
Oh.
websites, and they should have their own websites. Yeah, because
Ah,
that's.
yes. One day, right? We all have big
Yeah,
dreams.
so
I know.
moving on to other web stuff, Rank Math, which is a super popular SEO plugin for WordPress, was bought by a company called Group One
Ooh.
last week or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember when it was. The Group One also owns the notable WP Rocket, which is a big speed optimization plugin used for WordPress. So it's not like they, don't have something in the WordPress game.
Ah,
Um,
so that's
but
interesting.
everybody's always wondering when things get bought, are pricing levels going to change? Is there still going to be a free version? What changes are going to occur out of this? Because it is a very widespread SEO plugin, very common.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's interesting because when, in the last summer, we were seeing a lot of companies get bought because the market was crazy. And so maybe this is the beginning of companies buying companies and everything bouncing back. Maybe, things in marketing can tell us what's going on in the rest of the world. Ish.
Well, this
Ish.
is,
Well,
that type of process has gone on for, since
Ever.
technology companies existed, really.
Yeah, it's true. I think,
yeah, but this is also the end of the era of private equity, right? Because there's free money anymore. There's no 0% interest rates. So a lot of those
mm,
deals were all based, like the big rush that was happening before was private equity could borrow at 0% interest rate, buy all these companies, and then just suck the value out of them. But now that there is no 0% interest rates, and so I think there's going to be a lot fewer of these deals that are coming out because they need to find money elsewhere. And so I just don't think it's. I mean, and it was by design, right? That was the whole intent. So I don't think we have to worry about
mm.
that as much anymore.
Okay. And Phelan, you were saying something about e-commerce websites, and there was some vulnerability this month. Like, what happened for WooCommerce, e-commerce?
Yeah, WooCommerce with Stripe, their add-on, there was a big vulnerability that was definitely make sure if you have WooCommerce, make sure you've updated your Stripe plugin because there was a big vulnerability. I think uh, I think it was exposing user details, something like that. So
Hmm.
definitely get that
Hmm.
updated as soon as possible. Um,
Greg, did you or Rena, did you guys notice anything with that? Did you have to update anything?
Yeah, totally. It was passwords and usernames, and in some cases, payment information. But I didn't hear. I understand that the people that were really affected were contacted separately. This was just a generic email that I got. I think Green Geeks also had an issue this month.
Oh wow. Okay. Lots going on in the website space.
What,
Holy.
issues in technology? That never happens.
Right? Changes in technology. I think that's the if
Privacy
you want
issues.
right? If you want an exciting career that's ever changing, become a marketer. You'll always be learning. I didn't know that when I started, just so you know. But I think I'd maybe still pick it because I think it's fun. So let's move on. Websites are fun, important. Don't forget to update your plugins, as all these people here would tell you that. And Rena, we're on to social.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So I think I've got two favorite things that came up this month. One is this whole Reddit fight, which I find absolutely humorous. So if you're not following, basically Reddit moderators, they're being charged for their API usage. So people are using third-party functionality to monetize and organize their streams, and Reddit increased that pricing, and so everybody's all in a kerfuffle over it. And so they all got together, they organized, and they all, many of them en masse, shut their channels down to private. And that hurts Reddit because the good content is what attracts people to Reddit in the first place. And so I guess the Reddit people sent them we're going to shut your channels down if you don't go public. So they got a notification like that. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
And it was an expensive change, wasn't it? Like it wasn't just like $1 a month.
No, it was quite a bit of money. I don't know the numbers exactly, but it was prohibitive, as I think that was Phelan's word the other day when we were talking about it. So it made a big difference.
And how many of us use Reddit on a daily?
I go and look at it. I don't have any channels that I post to, but I definitely read Reddit. I think it's an interesting space to check in, but I probably check in like a lot less often than my main spaces.
Everything for Reddit for me is personal use. No business related stuff. I don't do any.
I don't use it much.
Influencers. I think it's a really good space for influencers, and I think Pip, didn't you say that? I go there for Schadenfreude, Glenna. Glenna, what is Schadenfreude? What is that? I don't know what that is.
Schadenfreude is a German word that means enjoyment in the suffering of others. So
yes,
and it's really funny that you know that. Just so you know.
Totally. But there's also some really other interesting things on there for creativity. There's a lot of people sharing their work, and I actually learned a lot about technical stuff, technology up there. I feel like there's a whole sort of subset of people that are on there sharing information, but you really do have to sift through the stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff on there, but I do enjoy it every now and again. And then the other thing that I really was interested in is I noticed that on Facebook I got served up personal ads. I know that that's been available in the States for a while. Has anyone else
what do you mean personal ads?
Well, I can that's actually ads on my personal profile rather than having a business ad. You could have a personal, and it was right up at the top of my offered up at the top of my mobile feed the other day, which was weird. I thought that was really weird.
Did you take a snapshot? Did you take a snapshot?
I have a screen cap for that. For sure.
Put that in the comments because that'd be really interesting to see. You could use MonoSnap and mess with it and make a anyway. You could have fun with that and then add it. I'd love to see what you're talking about. I think that's super helpful. That's interesting.
And then TikTok has a new feature. What's it called again? Oh no, I made a mistake on my pasting. So TikTok's got a new feature. It's an AI feature. It helps you actually build your ad campaigns. It gives you scripts, it gives you calls to action and a variety of other suggestions for you to actually create your own ads instead of going to an agency.
That's interesting.
There's that. Yeah.
Now, are they going to be good eventually one day? But you do need strategy behind that. So maybe with all
Yeah,
this
you
AI
can't.
stuff, yeah, we're moving
Sometimes
into
ads work
strategy.
on their own. Yeah, sometimes ads work on their own, but you can't really. I find that you really do need an overarching um, point to the whole thing, and I don't think AI. Although you could probably, I wonder if you actually wrote in GPT, write me a social media marketing strategy. What would happen?
Oh, it would write you a generic strategy. It
Mm-hmm.
would be very
Yeah,
generic. It would
yeah,
be
that's
like
true.
use email marketing, post on social.
Yeah, I wonder if you
Engage
could
with users.
actually edit your brand first.
I
Then
mean,
you
the
would,
outline would be fine if you want to just use it for that and then like fill it in
yeah, and
I
yourself,
actually, we're moving
right?
to the topic of what Pip and I are talking about in a couple of weeks. So we're going to save that because I got a whole other segue that I was going to use, but that's for another time.
right? And we could
Let's
say
get back
something
to.
about TikTok and reporting because so we've been desperate to get organic reporting because we
All
do
right.
2 organic strategies for people to see if it'll help with the SEO. So we're doing a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
video strategy using YouTube Shorts and TikTok. And but we can't
Mm-hmm.
measure the TikTok. So it's kind of like you're in the blind. You're like, why am I doing this? Does this matter? Right?
That
Ish.
that reminds me, TikTok is getting rid of their shorts.
What do you
Hmm.
mean?
Sorry, YouTube. YouTube is
No,
getting
they're
rid of
getting
their
rid of their
shorts.
stories, not their shorts, I thought.
Okay,
Right?
okay,
I know I when
okay,
I
got
heard that I was like, "Oh my god, what?"
okay, okay.
Did I
But I mean,
also hear something about YouTube lowering the level for
I was
monetization?
just about to jump
ooh,
in there. That was something that I'd forgotten to mention when we did the prepping for the notes, is that they've lowered the requirements for,
Yeah.
because so few channels actually make it to the monetization requirements, that they're actually making it a
oh,
little bit easier to kind of get people get their beaks wet and kind of get them
ooh.
invested in making content.
So what does
Yeah.
that
But
tell
the
us? That tells us it's
monetization,
time. Go over to
the monetization,
YouTube.
no, the monetization. Did you say monetization for TikTok though, or YouTube? Now
YouTube.
I'm
No,
confused.
YouTube.
For
YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah, that must be true because I found that we were able to do a few new things on my client's account yesterday that I wasn't expecting to be able to do. I thought the threshold was much higher. All right,
Mm.
good.
That's exciting. I mean, to be honest, a couple of years back, we heard that video was going to be 80% of marketing, and we're seeing the rise, right? I mean, how many of us people now search on TikTok? I don't know. I mean, we always searched on YouTube, but YouTube was more for learning, I thought. I mean, but now, I mean, they got good shorts. Shorts everywhere. Or well, we could name them all. Shorts and TikToks and Reels
Reels.
and stories. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that all of them?
Yeah,
That
pretty
does,
much.
does Twitter have one?
Oh,
No,
I don't remember.
I hope
Twitter has
not.
I don't do
Spaces.
them.
Oh,
Twitter
interesting.
has something called Spaces, but that's
Yeah, Spaces is closer to like what was that, Clubhouse? That's
Mm.
kind of, it's
Yeah,
yeah,
a direct
it's kind of
competitor.
like a chat room where you can go in and live broadcast and people can join in. Yeah, so it's
Right.
yeah,
And there's, I
not
mean,
what you.
that's pretty interesting. The social space is always interesting. I haven't heard much about Facebook and Instagram, but people are still there. It's still used and needed. We'll update you on news if we get some pressing news that we learn. Um, but for ads, it's pretty simple for Google Ads this month. There's a new layout. Um, rolling out. Things are going to be in different places. So everybody that's done a course, time to update, which is always fun. Kind of like a yearly thing that is, right?
yeah,
Like that's
sure.
why most
Ongoing.
good marketing courses at the beginning will say, "Hey, buttons might be in different places, so don't stress. Just know it'll be updated, and just click around. There'll be updates. That's it." And then Google organic and local. Ooh, this is a good one. Failing.
Wait,
You want to?
wait,
Oh, what? Oh, I missed something.
wait. There was, yeah, you did. So big change that's happening with, because Google Ads is changing its attribution model. So they were going to get rid of everything except last click and data driven, but now they've pushed that back because of the
Oh,
integration with Google Analytics 4. because the data, all the attribution modeling seems to be going over to Google Analytics 4, where you're going to do your data there, and then that should be sending the conversions from there to the Google ads, is what it seems that they're pushing. They haven't said it explicitly. So what that'll mean is that you'll be able to, if you have like multi steps in your campaigns, and you're doing email marketing and you want to see which is actually each step in the journey, then you're going to need to use Google Analytics 4 to be doing
And
a lot of that detailed.
it's really easy to get to that journey report now. Like, it is like that. You don't have to dig deep down into the file system. So, and the attribution modeling is just about, so does somebody just go to an ad and click and then buy something? Or do they go to Facebook and then the ad and then organic? And so that's what you see. And that's how you can, parse out your marketing.
The analogy I really like is like, say you're asking your coworker, say you're trying to find somewhere to go eat lunch, and then your coworker says, "Hey, there's a new Chinese place that opens up," and then you see a coupon that's actually for that Chinese restaurant. So which thing actually was the thing that pushed you over the edge, right? It's actually more like an aggregate, each of those things pushed together. But you want to know that all those touch points happened. And so it's much easier to attribute that with digital, right? If they see a Facebook ad, and then from there they go and actually like go to your website, and then they look you up online. So you want to know each of those journeys, because each one is going to be super important.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, the rollout of GA4. We're all getting deep into it. I have a blog post, but more on that later. Greg's making me a post to share because we're doing something special. And it's really exciting because it's, besides the setup, which is always a challenge, and Google's tried to gamify it. I think the main points to know is that when you're setting up your measuring systems, you set it up on one place, Google like Analytics, and on the other place. So it would be like Tag Manager and Google Ads, right? Or say you're just doing, so there's much more that goes into it than Google completely teaches, but following their direction will really help. So if you're overwhelmed with the Google Analytics 4 and the crazy emails that are like, and the logging in and seeing countdown timers, you don't really need to stress. Just talk to a marketer, come to our special, we're doing a special tutorial, but it's only for people that we know, or that know us and message us privately. And then we'll include you. It'll be, I believe, a Zoom, but that kind of leads us into AI. And I know we're not going to get deep into it because of our conversation in a couple weeks, but AI is failing. Did you put this? AI is stripping naked? What?
That was Rena.
Oh,
Basically, yeah. So
it's
no,
a little
this is
filthy, Rena. A little filthy there.
I know what
Yes.
you're talking about.
This is supposed to be for our AI session, but
Oh.
basically it's about. Yeah, can we just save it?
Secret.
For
We'll skip it. We're skipping it, people. Okay, and so the local SEO fail, and what do we got? We got something really interesting happening.
With the local SEO?
Yeah, with the rank and rent.
Oh, yeah. That was part of so what had happened is Google is now suing a couple of SEOs because they were running a Facebook group where they would teach people how to do rank and rent, which is basically creating fake Google business profiles, ranking them, getting emails, and then selling the leads to other businesses.
To real businesses that actually do it. So it's a middleman. It was a middleman. And we knew somebody who's a black hat SEO who was doing that, and it was icky. They shut down Google Business Profile. Shut it down last summer because of this.
No. It was in 2020 when they shut it down.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I got an email from one of those people yesterday offering me those leads.
Oh,
there's probably strong likelihood
for leads all the time.
Oh, really?
Definitely junk.
I see the clients getting the like, hey, pay me and I'll get you hundreds of 5-star reviews. I mean, they'll get taken down and you'll probably get penalized. Right?
It's just not good to game the situation because you'll lose all your good stuff along with your bad stuff.
And not only that, Google just chooses to remove some reviews anyway, even if you haven't. So
it's so irritating. One of my favorite reviews is missing for no particular reason. Doesn't go against any of the rules. and it was really a great one, and I'm so disappointed.
If you can get them to, at least which one it is. If you can get them to change a word on their review and re-upload it, I got that and I was able to see it. So
Right.
that was my only solution I found to complaining bitterly, being mad at Google. And I actually had a Google business profile, Google rep, call me back and tell me basically there's nothing they can do. I was upset. I
Yeah,
was upset by that call, I will tell you. I was like, because it's hard to get reviews. You got to put yourself out there and be like,
totally. I don't like asking for them, quite frankly. And so when I do finally ask for one and get it from a project that I'm particularly proud of, it's very distressing when it's not there. I know what
yeah.
what other
And
people
I
feel.
mean, I do ask. I especially ask if the client's really happy. Like at that moment where they're like, "You've done a great job. I am excited and happy." You're like, "Ooh, can I ask you a favor?" And yeah, that it works. It does work. Look at Greg. I saw you smile. I saw that smile. Greg was telling us how nobody bugs him about smiling anymore, and we're happy to say he smiles all the time. So, Greg, you've changed over the years.
It was a challenge not to smile way back then.
Oh yeah, no challenge now. It's better to smile and laugh, right? You got to laugh more because wow, you might cry if you don't laugh. Um, and okay, so
We get to
right,
stare boring out into
right,
space.
stare into space. All right. Oh, and a couple last things, which is we noticed Trello has changed. If you use Trello, it's Rena. Yours has changed too. Yeah, it's more like a blog post
Now,
kind of format.
mine changed. Yeah, mine changed a few weeks ago, but I actually quite like it. I'm liking the new version once I got over the change because I don't take change very well. It's like just when you get something perfect, especially your Trello cards, when you get your system perfect and then they change it, it can be kind of annoying. But yeah, it has changed a little bit.
Yeah, I like it too. I mean, it's so, and you use Trello for your project management, right?
I do project management and client management. I have both onto one space because I can't handle too many spaces, especially when they're not syncing properly.
Right? Who doesn't cobble together their marketing tools, right? I mean, we should start a list of all the tools that we all use in a spreadsheet. Because tools
I
play
have
a
that.
huge part, right? Um,
What's that?
I,
Yeah.
tools play a huge part. I mean, we
Yeah.
save up, because you taught me this. We save up so we can buy the tools once a year for the year. So we try to save up for that. And this year we wanted to try a bunch of new tools that
Mhm.
are specific to SEO. We'll see how it goes because now there's AI everything. So, and all these integrations with all these tools have AI integrations now. So
Yeah.
it is unique. Have you guys started testing content with an AI checking generator?
No, but
I've used one.
I'm not offering any AI stuff that I've been doing lately because we have the AI version and we have 1 minute left.
Oh, damn.
So
Okay, we're out of
it's a no,
time.
Yes, but
it's a yes
we
or
have
no
a
question.
This just
And
really
yes,
want to talk about AI.
I know. It's
um
exciting.
we're should we not be promoting again as a recap the thing we're doing on Tuesday?
Yes,
we should.
On Tuesday, if you've made it to the end, on Tuesday, we are doing a Zoom that is going to help you walk through getting your Google Analytics 4 set up. So join us if you want to know more about it. You do have to message either myself, Phelan, Greg, or Rena in a private message. You can tag us in a Facebook post under this post. So just tag us and get our attention, and then we'll talk to you in Messenger, and then you can get a link to join us. And we're doing that because it's it's a private thing, right? We're sharing screens and stuff, and so we want to do it with a small group who are really interested. So I think we're all going to be there too
Yeah, and there's happy hour tomorrow.
on Friday,
We
4
didn't have it
o'clock
for
Pacific.
weeks. Yeah, we missed a couple of weeks, but we're back on track for tomorrow at 4 o'clock Pacific time. Yeah, join me there.
Yeah. And then last but not least, next week's topic is dun, 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 dun. Silence, guys. What's next week's
The
topic?
final countdown to Google Analytics 4.
The final countdown. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I don't need to sing, but
be so
which would
glad when I start
basically
getting
be the.
hundreds of emails.
What did you say, Greg?
Yeah.
I was going to say it'll basically be the free version of what we do probably on Tuesday.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To everybody.
Yeah, ish people ish. But okay, on that note, we will see you next week. Thank you for joining us. Let us know if you have any marketing news that we have missed down in the comments, and we will see you next week.
If you're watching this anywhere else, we are in the Geek Speak. We are in the Cyberpunk Geek Marketing Mixer Facebook page. You can join us there, or you can simply come back to where you are now for next group. And yeah, okay, I really messed that up. We are in.
Bye. See you at happy hour. Oh, Greg's smiling. Yes. See you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye. You didn't screw that up, but I'll bye.